Welcome everybody to Peace in the Valley and Happy New Year 2023. We got a lot to look forward to, including, I guess now it's time to start thinking about paying our taxes. Guess we already paid our taxes. Now it's just trying to get them back from the IRS where we overpaid. I want to talk to you today about my grandfather. He is, his birthday just happens to be right now. And he's a real special guy. He's a good Christian man. He always, very, very good. He was always there for us and still is actually. So he's one of those people who you can depend on, always getting cards right on time. He would send out Christmas cards. He was always sending out birthday cards, anniversary cards, and not just to his kids, but to his grandkids and now to his great-grandkids, and now to his great-great-grandkids. He is always on top of it. So I want to talk to you about him a little bit. Actually, I'll let him talk to you a little bit about it. Anyway, I want to just thank you for visiting Peace in the Valley. Be sure to give us a like and a thumbs up, and if you could even subscribe, that would be great.
It's on Steam. Instead of.
I'm sorry, I actually saw your text message and I forgot to reply back.
Is Joshua supposed to be coming here today?
That is really cool.
They still have a diesel generator on those subs, just in case.
What do you remember about this at all?
I don't remember a thing about it.
You don't?
No.
Well, that I just brought it up for nothing. See, this actually used to be up. Any of you? None of you had been to, because they sold the place in what, 1984?
90 or 91.
We sold the farm in 90.
90?
Yeah.
When did you have the big auction?
It takes forever to heat the house.
Was that 90 or 91? 90.
I think it was a 90, 89 or 90.
No, they sold the farm first.
No, they
I
had
sold
the
the
auction first.
It was the same year Grandma died.
Yeah, it was 90.
90.
Yeah.
Well,
Sort of
okay.
recirculation.
Your mom was 90. Was she 90
For like little
when she
cabins
passed
that
away?
think
She was born in
so.
1899.
Yeah.
have like an inner chimney
Yeah,
and
she-
an outer chimney.
Yeah.
Kind of recirculates.
She's been 91 in
What
May.
do they call them?
Okay.
Stainless steel on the outside has a stainless.
Well, you've outlived her quite a bit now.
Separation.
Yeah.
Well, this right here used to
Went to
sit
scrap
upstairs in your
yard,
house.
Those aluminum heat sinks.
I don't remember.
I
Okay.
was wondering if that would work.
And I was-
because
Pull the heat out way
We used to
fast.
play with
the only
this.
thing it is, if you cool
And,
it down too much,
I
you'll
got
lose
it before the
draw.
auction.
The heat dissipates so much,
And
it tries
when
to
we'd
force
come
it
over in
through,
the summertime and
there's
stay
no
for a
draw.
week
It's gonna
or in
just
the
Yeah.
wintertime,
come out inside the house. That's what
we would
Dad had
play
a
with
problem
this.
with.
And it was
He had,
sitting up there in that entryway.
It was right in the middle of the room.
No, but
Then he had
I
this
was
it went straight up like this.
If someone gave it
And
to
it went
us,
all the way across the
or
room when he had
I had no idea.
They cooled it down so much.
Here, you need to stand beside Grandpa.
Gathering in here.
Do you remember this?
Yes, Mother had it.
What do you
The
remember?
ones upstairs.
What-
The farmhouse.
Okay, she
Okay,
remembers.
You remember
On the
it.
sewing
What?
machine, wasn't it? In the wrong spot.
What do you remember about it? Because how did you come across this?
I always admired it. I wanted to have one.
I think one year us kids probably got it for Dad for Christmas, being silly.
Because
Well,
I was researching these, and they said a lot of them were salesmen's models, and they would go around selling stoves, and then they would give this to people when they bought them, and then 2 months later they'd bring the real stove, and you just kept this. But I don't know if I don't know if there was
I
a
don't know.
history on this. If anybody, like when was this?
Do you remember?
It was the microwave. When they bought the microwave, they gave them that. When they brought the microwave 2 months later, they got to keep it. Because you know, Grandma and Grandpa had one of the very first
They had-
microwaves.
I want a cast iron microwave.
Grandpa had
And the microwave has its own story,
Yes.
doesn't it,
You
Dad?
like that?
Yeah.
Dad's
Yeah.
gift.
that was
I
the
was
first
surprised.
microwave I'd ever
Yeah.
seen.
Looks very.
She didn't like it.
Yes, but she used it.
Women's
He
quarter, I
gave her
think?
the cookbook.
I didn't know
and
they
she thought,
can't
is
find
this
them.
all I'm getting? Because she had
Oh, I
come,
see.
she got the year that Matthew was born, because she came back from staying with us.
I knew there was something she
And
didn't
for
like.
Christmas, she got this cookbook and she was ticked.
I'm going to go get a
This is the only thing I was gonna give for Christmas.
I knew she was upset.
It was
Surprised
only
to good.
it was only fair for what she did to him with the welder.
in there?
It was turnabout with spare
Well,
plate.
the welder was a Christmas tree.
What are you doing in there?
She had it set up.
It was big, and so we set the Christmas tree on top of it, and the skirt down over it. But in order for him to get his present,
Oh, that's okay.
in order for him to get his present, we had to put it on the Christmas tree on Christmas Day. And none of us could figure out why were we putting the Christmas tree away as soon as we opened presents. That was the dumbest thing we ever saw. Well, in order for Dad to get his present, it had to go away.
Oh, that's when you got your new welder.
Did you buy that, Julia?
I got it for my birthday.
Oh, she was going to get me one of these little 110 volt.
Yeah.
And says they're worthless.
Yeah.
What's worthless?
So she got me this big Lincoln. That worked.
That was, well, on the farm, you gotta have it. When did you get that welder? What year was that?
I have no idea.
It was about the time we got married. Because I remember the year we got married,
Yeah.
I used it to build that trailer.
Yeah,
So,
well,
and that was 65. So it was before that you bought that Lincoln welder.
I don't remember what it is.
Well, he had it before
I
that.
think it's here at the camp.
Yeah.
I think Matt bought it. It's here at the camp.
Well, that's what we're missing.
Oh, the lifter?
Yeah, the lifter. We call it the lifter. I don't know what it's officially called.
This is the water. The water well.
Oh, the water thing? Well, you'd know more about it than I would, Dad. He doesn't remember it though. No, but he remembers what the full size would be like.
They had one that was real.
Something similar to that.
It wouldn't feed a very big family.
I was gonna say, how could you even cook an egg on that?
That would be a
I was thinking of putting one of them candles in it, you know?
Can of sterno, a little can of sterno, like for
I
their
don't even know
camp
if you could
stove.
get a can
What
of
is the
sterno
warming
in there.
closet up there?
Oh, see, here you
Did
go.
the fires go, did you have to, you started it every day or you kept it
Sent you
going?
with me.
Did you keep it going all the time in the wintertime though?
Welcome. She's standing up
The fire in there, you put
Go out.
going in
And then you
there.
got up in the middle of the night.
But didn't you use hard coal?
No, it's soft.
Like the peppermint one you were talking about.
Did somebody get up in the middle of the night?
That's why I started out at 6:50.
Sometimes it did, sometimes it
It
didn't. But
really well because it's so
on the big stove, we can bank that fire.
driver's test with
And we take that and put it on, over the hot coal. In the morning, just shake it, put some more coal in it, go, but
So
that
was
wouldn't
that,
hold enough.
was that your only source of heat
go as far.
in the house?
No, we had a big stove.
You had a big stove, coal
I was
burner or
just
something like that?
in the
I
front
went like
room.
this. It's
So
close
that was in the
like
kitchen.
standing up on it like that. And
Then this pipe went up
who was
to
there,
the
like,
girls'
I've never seen
room.
anybody get that close.
And they kept the room. That's the only heat we had up there.
Well, I remember I was a kid, we didn't have any heaters. You remember that? Sure. It was pretty cold.
Dad's got to pray. Grandpa's going to pray.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering together as family. We thank you for the occasion that we can enjoy one another, company.
Chicken and dumplings?
Chicken and biscuits.
Chicken and biscuits? The difference between a biscuit and a dumpling?
Yes, there is. A dumpling is immersed.
You've been baptized.
He's been dumpling?
You taking the picture? Okay. Angel says she's gonna take the picture.
Are you the one that takes all the pictures?
If he spits up on anyone, I apologize.
You don't need to apologize, that's what all babies do.
Are you ready?
Yes, doing what he's supposed to
Who's
do.
holding baby?
You're gonna keep wearing that like
That's great.
weird cloth over your shoulders? Should take off your cloth
Okay, you'll
first.
stand
You look
back.
kind of goofy. You look
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
And this is the button to press right here, right? Hold it so it focuses and then take the
You
You
picture.
gotta keep that on for
Yeah.
Saturday.
What do you think? Or should we all sit?
No, this is good.
Okay.
So yeah, Jerison, put your arms on the backs of the chairs, or yeah, there you go.
Put it on Grandpa.
There you go, Bryson.
5 generations.
He's taller than me.
He is. Okay, you can look at him and see if I did a good job.
I just say the light just turned on. I hope it turned out okay.
Aww.
Here, put one on my phone while you're doing it.
100 years between these guys.
101.
Okay, your dad wants one on his phone.
Okay, go ahead and try one. There's 100 years between these people. He's the first Steiner great-grand?
Great grandson.
Great.
Great.
Yep. There's lots of greats here.
Look at that. I'm sorry for getting, is it a great or a great?
It's a great.
Yep.
That's
Who's the oldest in this picture? It's going to be hard to tell.
I can't wear sweaters. It's too hot.
I'm too high in here, yeah.
Isn't he just wonderful? Now did you say he's the first?
He's the first Steiner great-grandchild.
Because
I'm going to say one more picture.
Actually, take another one too with Kiro in the middle.
Oh, got it. Never mind.
And that thing is toasty.
Look.
Did you buy any lawnmowers this year?
Why would I do that? I got one for sale.
Oh, well, didn't you buy a lawnmower last year? And
I didn't even start it
A
last
little bit in
year.
there.
you never even started
And
it?
actually have Bryce drill a
How-
hole in the
how
wood
come you
and
didn't
put the
need
cap
it?
on top and put some
Your
cap
I
grass
on
can't
there.
mow
They'd be in
Oh,
there
the
trying
camp
to
mowed
find
it
where
for
it's
you?
at.
Well, that's going to make you old, fat, and lazy.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, my furniture's getting delivered on
He's earned it
There's
this
a time
point.
when you gotta quit.
some supplies.
Oh. Well, when is that
Make sure if you
time?
get sandpaper,
I
you
don't
get
know.
like
Oh,
1,000
okay.
grit.
Hey,
So it's
little by
really
little,
fun,
you
so-
quit.
Well, did you drive down here?
You don't have to worry about getting
No,
You walked?
down to bloody nubs.
Kathy picked me up.
Oh, I thought maybe you walked down here.
No, I don't walk that far.
Okay.
I do
Well,
walk
that's
over the
because
mailbox.
Personally,
No,
he
I do
doesn't
get
have any
go
problems
that
because
far.
he's aggressive.
And the other day it was so cold and windy, I drove down.
But
Well, it was so cold and windy the other day that Dad decided he'd spend his time in the hospital instead.
they like to,
So,
I didn't have to heat myself either.
He's flirting with the nurses.
and they like to use it, but it's so
He doesn't
short,
remember a
it's
thing
so
he
big
said to
now,
the
they
nurses.
can't use it.
I don't know.
at what point we were trying to figure out he was speaking in tongues?
Well, every time I come out of that surgeries, and your head goes there.
We have a window.
Yep.
in the back door that's
No,
probably-
that's
the
actually
ledge
not
is
too
open.
far to walk, but the rock is kind of slippery.
No, that's what I don't know if I could get up if I fall down.
Yeah. Well, I thought I might see your sisters here today.
Well, no, they don't drive.
Oh, they don't drive?
My sister called me. Did I tell you? My sister Eileen called me.
No, Eileen called me.
And then you go in there
And
and
the
you're
other
like,
day,
there's
and one
something
night,
Eileen still drives.
We're kind of looking for a
Might be better
trailer like Dad's that we can just park and leach on. That way I don't have to stay in a tent when it's pouring down rain and try to do some work.
Tell you what, I've been getting pretty reasonable now.
Yeah, yeah,
He likes it.
I'll tell you ones I wouldn't get.
yeah.
There's one that's got a window in front.
You had one with a window in the front.
I know it, and you can't keep them from leaking. Because the water,
Because
if
they
you're
come there at this angle.
at an angle, even though they're caulked and everything, but when they're pulling down the road, all that water goes up.
Another thing,
No front window?
No front window.
have the stool on the same side as the tank is.
Okay.
But you dump right directly into the tank.
We had to take him out. He wants to
Okay.
Because if you don't,
He's in the
that
car.
pipe's gonna plug up.
That was another problem I had on one.
So make sure that the tank is on the same side as the toilet.
Yeah.
So it goes straight into.
But what if
But
you
you have
have?
two valves,
Yeah.
the same outlet.
Okay.
It'll have fuzz.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Same outlet, but this. Okay. Yep. Yep. That way they can't tell when you're dumping which.
You can tell. You dump the toilet first, then dump the gray
And
water.
then the gray water, let the gray water
Yeah.
in. The black water.
while you're driving.
What?
Well, does anybody have experience with that?
No.
No?
Well, who was it though? We know somebody lost their tank.
Oh, Rachel did.
Yeah.
They come to my house. They wanted to know if I could dump the tank in the field. I said, yeah. So he went out in the field, went to open the tank, no tank.
No tank or no?
No tank.
Not
It
even
came
that.
off. It was clear full. And the weight of it,
Get up and down.
it's someplace on the floor, or the highway, someplace.
Where all did you take your camper to, or your motorhome?
Oh, we every place. We made 2 trips to Alaska, was it?
Yeah.
Well, that was 2 different ones, though. wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 different ones.
They look like teeth.
You drove twice to Alaska?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
You drove all the way there?
Yeah,
In the camper?
yeah. Well, first trip was
What
just
kind of-
Mother and I.
84 and 94, wasn't it? Or 82 and
The
94.
first trip was just Mother and I, and the next trip, Whitlocks went with us.
Okay.
They wanted to go to Alaska, and I said, "Well, you pay half the expense, we'll go." So that's what we did.
Worked out well for you.
Yeah, he drove part of the time. Then we've been out east. We went.
You went to Nova
We've been-
Scotia one time.
Yeah, we've been most of the provinces of Canada, of every state in the United States. Now, we don't take it to Mexico though.
Well, okay, why?
They'll steal you blind,
Okay.
and you have all
When
kinds
you
of
come
problems.
when you come back, you'll have some new family members.
Yeah. And, if you want to go to Mexico, take your car.
Take your.
Don't take a motor home.
Have you
or
been to
trailer.
Mexico?
Oh yeah, a couple times.
He went with us one time.
Even,
Been to
went through the
Tijuana.
Panama. We went through the Panama Canal. Was on a boat trip one time.
Okay. So how many states have you been to?
Every one of them.
You've been to Hawaii?
Never been to Hawaii though.
Okay. Okay, so Hawaii's the only one you haven't been to. Okay.
Yeah.
He's just being.
Hey, Kirill, what's
Doesn't
going
matter.
on?
You might be ready for him.
Well, you're all right. You're all right.
Yeah, you can take them if you want.
Yeah, let Grandma take it.
What do you remember as your best trip? I'm gonna grab a chair here.
Oh, I don't.
I think he just wanted to put it up.
Yeah. That's his favorite position.
I can tell you what some of the bad parts are.
Okay.
The biggest problem is tire trouble.
Wheel bearings going out?
No, the tires, the blow tires.
Yeah.
And seems like then I got heavier tires that didn't have any trouble. But they, when they come out, those original tires are aren't heavy enough. Imagine because you overloaded.
Yeah. Dad, you ever overload your trailer?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, I thought I'd always overloaded, but I put it on the scales on Saturday. I wasn't overloaded, no. But I've always thought I was overloaded.
Yeah.
Because I read these stories about how people are overloaded and have all these problems. And so I took it down and I got them to count what it weighs. Loaded and what the van weighs and what it weighs, each axle weighs. And I still got quite a bit of room.
Yeah. Well, you don't take all of our bicycles like you used to.
No.
We had a lot of bicycles in those days.
We used to take bicycles too, tie them on the back end.
Well, you were the first person that I ever remember that had a microwave. What is the story with the microwave oven?
Well, we were farming and Mother helped with the unload the corn. I'd done the picking and she'd unload the corn. So as a thank you, I bought a microwave. And one of the first ones, because it just started going up.
When was that? What year?
Oh, I have no idea.
Probably.
Ever since I can remember, you had a microwave.
Well,
set.
you had one.
That had to be early 80s at least.
Oh, no, it was before that. It's probably in the 60s.
a microwave oven in the 60s?
I'd say you had one in the, let me see. Well, maybe not. But I remember when,
Well,
but the first one ran on 220, didn't
They
they?
were invented.
Well, I thought you put an extra.
I remember
line
one
in
where it had, I think it had a dial and just a single button.
there. Yeah?
Well, I bought a stand and they plug it in the same way like the refrigerator is plugged in. There's the second farm I had. I didn't have it in the first farm.
Where was the first
Second
farm?
The second, the second farm was out on the state line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's okay, and that's the one I would remember.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Okay, and you had one before, a farm before that one?
Yeah,
Where was that at?
that was on County Road
200.
200.
Okay.
You were doing one this farm was.
Yeah.
I was a little bit east of that, on
Okay.
the south side of the road.
Okay. When did you sell that?
1947.
Oh,
First
microwave?
1953, wasn't it?
And then
You sold it, then bought the other.
1947.
do you remember the old farm, Dad?
What?
Do you remember the first farm?
Oh, sure.
First commercially available.
I went,
Yeah, you and Scott said school.
yeah, I started school at Scott Center and I went to,
What did Grandma think of that microwave oven?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think she
she used it for everything.
Yeah, we got someone used it. I said, I did lots of that one. But it's the quickest thing to heat up something.
Do you have a microwave now?
Oh, yeah. I use it more than anything else.
We had our microwave go out this summer,
Oh, I listened to
and we had
another. I had one, turned it on one of the big flashlight. And that was it.
that was it.
I was right down the store, bought me another one.
Ours just didn't turn on, and we tried to go 3 months without it, and then Angel said that was enough.
Well, I was starting to get ready.
It's the handiest thing for
You can't
heat
melt
up
chocolate very
something.
easily on the stove. I don't have a double boiler.
That's no good.
But those first ones they come out with, it took, compared to the ones now, it took forever. And besides that, they only had a small, this thing was so heavy you couldn't carry it hardly. The first one.
That's the same way the TVs. The old TVs so heavy you couldn't carry them.
They were big, solid wood cabinets.
Well, they had 19-inch. I remember we had 19-inch. We thought we had a big TV.
We
That
had
was
a
a big
19.
deal.
We had a 19-inch TV when we were growing up.
Yeah. That was a big TV
Had
then.
two dials on it, a top and a bottom, and then a push and pull.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
We're headed out of here. So.
Thank you for coming. The first TV we had,
Yeah.
we devoted up a whole sack and they put up TV and the antenna and everything. And about there or so later it quit working. We couldn't try to find out why. So I called Closacks back and said, well, look at this wire.
They came out and looked at it.
Someone hooked a wire onto my antenna for radio.
Yeah, we skid the back, and it had two wires come out of the antenna.
Yeah.
They weren't coax back then.
Okay.
And we skid one out, and alligator clamped the antenna to a crystal radio.
A good signal then.
We got good signal. I could listen to the common hockey game.
They had Comets hockey back then?
Oh, sure.
How long's that been around?
57, probably 70 years. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
77. Yeah, it had to be. They've been around 70 years.
Well, how old are you?
77.
And how old are you, Grandpa? 101 in 2 days?
Today it'd be 101.
Well, that's not bad at all. What? Okay. We're at Lake James Christian Assembly, Lake James Christian Camp, right here. How are you involved here? How did our family get so
Through the
connected
Christian
to
church.
Through the Christian church.
Yeah.
Okay. When did When did you start going to the Angola Christian Church?
There's 2 steel buildings right down the street.
Oh, I think 58.
Well, I think Mathis is a preacher, wasn't he?
Yeah. He just came on the scene, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. They brought, it was between Mathis and the preacher before, which was Burton, Richard Burton.
Yeah.
And we went, and then Mathis came right away. They had hired him. I'm pretty sure that was in Ken Mathis. I'm pretty sure it was in 58.
Okay.
It was about the time you went to the post office.
Yeah.
Okay. Where were you at before the post office?
Oh. I was working in Montpelier in a body shop where they made truck bodies for the Railway Express and Nichols Bakery, I think it was Nichols.
Nichols Bakery.
Yeah. We made the bodies for them.
Okay.
And,
You know, the delivery trucks.
yeah. And we went to church. Oh, wait, some other custodian.
The preacher at the missionary church was a custodian.
We must have been going to the missionary church first. But anyway, he was a preacher custodian. Post office. He said, Maurice, there's an opening with post office. Why don't you try? Well, okay, I went talked to the postmaster, because where I was working was a cold place. The winter was coming on. And, okay, I'll try it. And they hired me, they said, temporary. Okay, I was temporary.
But we were milking cows
Yeah, we were milking
and
cows.
everything like that then. He worked nights over there, I remember. But you didn't work there very long, maybe a month or 2.
Right.
At that place in Montpelier.
But no, I didn't work there very long.
Before that, I remember you working at the dairy.
Yeah, I worked at the dairy.
When you
before
changed
that.
farms,
Yeah.
you were working at the dairy.
Right.
But you got mad at that place. He'd come home every day.
Well, my job was to weigh the milk, dump the milk, take samples. Well, we got the vats full because they put it in probably 100-gallon vats and heated up the temperature. Well, I'd sit there and wait, do nothing. and then one day, then I had to wash out all the pipes and everything. And one day he come in and said, we need chocolate milk. I said, what? Chocolate milk. Okay, we made chocolate milk. I went home then, because I had to wash up after the chocolate milk to run the white milk.
But he was supposed to. You went to work at 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
and he get up early.
I'm gonna be leaving.
Okay, you take care.
I will.
And,
How long did it take to milk 15 cows by hand?
a couple hours.
Okay, so you had to get up extra early.
Yeah.
So if you had to do that in the morning and the evening, that's at least 4 hours of milking 15 cows.
Yeah.
And you were doing that by hand. And so then you got a milking machine?
Yeah, I got a milking machine.
And was that brand new then?
No, it was used.
But they had milking machines.
Yeah.
When did they come out with milking machines?
Oh, I don't know. Grandpa had one in the 50s, early 50s. Well, you had one in the first farm in the early 50s. But you never hooked it up to second farm.
You know what's funny? For you guys who have read like the dystopian novels, you know what, like 1984,
have to find it. I can't.
Brave New World, and Space Trilogy, you know, all these different ones. Grandpa was around. He's old enough that he could have written all of them. So what did the milking machine change?
Well,
Did you milk more than one cow at once?
I could milk 2 at a time.
Oh, okay.
And they were faster too.
Because you could do all four teats at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the 2 of them at the same time. And I waited till
The milk cans.
milk bucket. Well, it was a special bucket. And the milk machine has a vacuum. And the vacuum would pulsate and milk the cow. And put the milk in this milk. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it was a bucket like.
So you had like the milk cans like we used to get from the Amish?
Yeah, the 10-gallon milk can.
The 10-gallon.
You run through a strainer.
Okay. So the milk cans, how did you keep them cool?
Well, we run cold water.
So you had the tanks that you'd
We
set
had
the
a tank up
okay,
at the house.
and you'd flow the water through it. Did you have a spring at all, or did you have a pump?
Pump.
Pump. Okay. The soil you had out there was real sandy.
Yeah.
Did that? Does that affect like how much you can grow versus like the ground we have, or?
Well, it was a mixture of sand and clay.
Clay.
Now, the one farm I had muck on it. And I put a ditch in it and drained that muck. So I could farm it, but then I sold the farm.
Oh, okay. Okay. Are you? What was your first farm vehicle that you had?
I do know.
What do you mean?
Well, did you have a truck right away?
If I did, I had a pickup.
You had a pickup?
I think I had a trailer.
A trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember you having a trailer.
Yeah, I think
You didn't
I had
get
a
to pick up until we went out to the state line.
Yeah.
And you bought seemed like it was a 41 GMC or Chevy. It was like a 3/4 ton. I think it belonged to the telephone company, wasn't it?
I don't
It
remember.
was a heavy duty thing. You overhauled that, I remember that, in the garage.
Did you have any problems with a vehicle like that starting back then? Or did you have to crank it? Like the old crank?
No.
No.
No, that one, it had an electric start.
When I was a kid, that car was a Ford, and they had to crank that.
Did you ever break your arm?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dad, Saturday night, Dad always left the horses out in the pasture. I would go, I'm gonna start the car, we're going to town. It kicked, you had to set those levers
Timing and that.
to retard the spark. And I didn't know that. And it kicked, that crank hit my arm, broke it.
Now, did you try to hide that at all?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't hide
I'm doing
you
fine.
don't hide a broken arm.
Oh.
How old were you when that happened?
I could have been over 6, 7 years old.
I can remember seeing a picture. Somebody took a picture of
You were
it.
going to go drive your dad's car?
You were start it.
You were just going to start it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna shoot some hoops.
What's the earliest? When did you start driving? How old were you?
You drive when I was a teenager.
You were driving
Oh yeah.
Were you driving? Well, you didn't have a farm growing up, did you?
Oh yeah.
You grew up on a farm?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My dad had 110 acres.
Okay.
We farmed that. He had a Fordson tractor. He had to crank. And it said a prayer, the thing would start.
Did you get to drive that a lot?
We drove it. Yeah, I drove it. Yeah.
What kind? I remember when we were out on the farm, when we'd stay there and probably not be very helpful to you when we were little, and our parents would send us away to your place. You drove some John Deere tractors.
Yeah.
What kind were those?
My first one was I think it was John Deere Tucson.
Okay. What year would that have been?
I think it was a 48.
44 in the 40s.
Okay. Was that gas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had an H too.
Farmal.
What would those pull?
2 14-inch cows.
Okay.
Or an 8-foot disc.
Okay.
With maybe a hair behind it.
So not these big ones that you see right now.
And used that plant corn. I had a cultivator for the H. So they cultivated the corn.
Did you make your own bales of hay?
Oh.
Well,
yeah, but I didn't make too much hay because I sold the cows.
What's the most?
I sold the cows. It got to be too much. Do I keep the cows and farm, or do I work? And I make more money working out.
Okay.
So I sold the cows.
What's the most cows you had at one time?
15.
15.
Yeah.
When did you sell them?
Oh, I sold them.
58.
I think I sold them before I moved to the farm in Ohio, didn't I?
No,
Yeah.
we milked cows there.
Did we?
Yeah, we milked about
Well, not very
14.
many though.
We
didn't make it.
well, you got back up to where you're milking 14, 15 again,
Oh.
and then because you kept the calves from the first ones. So by the time you were up to again, then I remember selling the cows at the second that auction that you had in '58
Uh-huh.
before we moved to the house on the 20.
Yeah, that's the year the Lamar farm.
Yeah.
I had a sale then.
And sold all your machinery, sold everything.
Yeah.
Then a year later, you started back up and start buying stuff and farming again.
You got out of farming for a year?
About 2 years.
About 2 years. And what changed your mind to get back into farming?
Well, Maurice wanted to go to college, and I said, we'll go to farming, you help me, and I'll pay your tuition. So that's how we got back to farming again.
Whose college?
Mo's.
Uncle Mo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
he was about a junior, wasn't he, when you went back to farming?
Probably junior or senior.
Yeah.
Where did he go to college?
Milligan.
Milligan.
Yeah.
Where did you go to college?
Hardknocks.
Okay. Well, you did pretty well. What a
He's got a lot to show for it, too.
So, did Grandma go to college?
Yes.
Where did Lois go to college?
She went to
Bluffton.
Indianapolis.
She went to...
And then she went to Bluffton College.
So she went to Indianapolis first.
Yeah, I think it's the University of Indianapolis.
Something like that. She got so homesick she came back home.
And then she went to Bluffton.
Then she went to Bluffton. She worked for Aunt Lydia and went to Bluffton College. I worked there and waited on the customers.
So are you still sad about the chili you missed?
Aunt Lydia had a restaurant.
Are you still sad about the
Okay.
chili?
Well, what did she go to college for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know either.
So anyway,
Huh?
Was it business?
I don't think so.
I don't think I think it was more of a Christian at
Okay.
Bible college, like a Bible college.
Okay.
But I don't
Now,
know.
where did you go to college?
Central Christian
And Great Lakes?
and Great Lakes.
Okay. Where did Aunt Sybil go to college?
Kentucky Christian.
Kentucky Christian. Okay.
Kathy went to Cincinnati.
Okay, so you guys didn't all go to the same place.
Nobody did.
How did you guys did you all work at the camp?
No.
We saw some of these pictures that Matt was showing. How did you
I met
meet
Kay
there?
at the camp. She worked at the camp.
She
my
worked
wife.
here.
And then Sybil worked here at the
Okay.
camp. And then John worked here. And then they
John
left. They worked at State Park for a year or so after, I think. Then
Uncle John and Aunt Sybil met at
Kentucky Christian.
At Kentucky, but Aunt
Yeah.
Sybil worked here, and then he came up and worked, didn't he? Because she
I
was
don't know if
working-
he came up and worked or if they both worked at Pokagon. You'd
Oh, I
have
don't
to
know
ask
about that.
them.
I didn't know they worked at Poke.
Yeah, because they
Did they work
tell
the
how
whole
many
thing?
toilets they
Yeah.
had to clean.
Yeah, and they clean those old
Back houses,
back outhouses, you know what they had back
outhouses,
then?
they weren't flush toilets.
No.
Well, what's to clean on?
Cobwebs.
They put, yeah, cobwebs.
And probably put stuff in there to keep it
Well, I don't know
Keep
if they
the
did
smell
that.
down.
Lime.
Wood chips?
I don't know if they used wood chips.
Well, today is your birthday, and I know I've taken up a lot of your time. And you're the best grandpa I know of. So they told me I need to get you back over there so we can do your birthday cake.
Oh,
So, Grandpa, I sure appreciate you and all the lessons you've taught us.
appreciate all you guys.
Yeah.
A good family.
No, Grandpa has seen so much.
Yeah.
Like literally, he's gone from where only 20% of America had even electricity
Before automobiles.
until now.
Yeah, when you
Oh,
think.
look what those people are that have no electric. What would you do with no electric?
I probably wouldn't be looking to turn the light on.
I mean, it'd be pretty rough.
Well, I was like a lot of the places in eastern Kentucky and West Virginia, there's places that didn't get electricity until the 80s.
Well,
Through there.
the RMC and some of those, farmers went together and put money together and bought electric to the farm areas.
Yeah.
But the
And then,
Amish wouldn't pay it, so they.
The government paid to take electric to some of those places in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they got electric, because they couldn't afford it, but they wanted electric. You know, and they're doing the same.
Now they're trying to
The
get
government's
broadband
doing the same
everywhere.
thing with internet.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Kara was just saying. Well, you know what? One other thing. You said you traveled to 49 states.
Yeah.
Plus other countries. Did you drive to all of them?
Well, I drove. You can't drive to Panama. I took the ship there.
You took a cruise there.
Most of the time I drove.
So you pretty much for the continental United States. You drove.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how many trips I made to Florida. I made quite a few trips to Florida.
You did.
We owned property down there at one time.
I remember the house you built down there.
Yeah.
The house you built, and I wish that we somehow could have bought it as a family.
It was they
Then
built
we
it
could
in
have.
in 1998 because they were building a house the same year Jace was born, and I never told him I was pregnant with Jace until I called him from the hospital when he was born and said, "Guess what? You have another great grandchild." I never told him before that because they never told any of us that they were building a house until it was like already built.
Well, that was just going to all those different places, driving to Alaska. I mean, how long did it take to drive to Alaska?
Well, I combined the wheat, took the check to the bank, cashed it, took off. We came back in time to combine soybeans.
Okay, so you left in July, and you came back in late October or early November?
September.
September.
Yeah, we were gone about 3 months.
That's that's pretty good. So you had your field working for
And
you.
we were still talking to each other.
That is impressive. But you've driven to Maine, you've driven to California and Texas and Mexico. Did you drive to Mexico?
It was a car.
In the car. Yeah.
No.
Don't take the trailer across. Don't take the RV across the border.
And we went to Mexico a couple times with Maxine, because they lived in Houston, and they had a mission in Mexico.
Okay.
And we went to that mission one time.
You've had the Lord has blessed you with a great life.
Well, I'm thankful for what I can.
Maybe next year we'll do another one. Let's go to your
I think
birthday
most
cake.
of my traveling days are over with.
Too bad, because you should go to Hawaii. Too bad you and Mom and Dad can't
Well,
take a cruise to Hawaii.
My sister went, but I don't know.
Wait, are we gonna have cake or custard?
Yes.
Yes,
No,
yes.
one or the other.
Yes.
Yes.
Or you can have both.
One or the other.
I think the cake's too.
Candles were so difficult.
It looks like a torch anyway.
Just trying to light.
There we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday to you. Nice.
Oh, got enough oxygen to blow them out?
I want a cupcake.
Pretty good.
I want a cupcake.
Okay, what did you think of his story? This is just one of his other interviews. Down below you'll see some other stories that him and his sisters have talked to us about earlier, but I wanted to ask him some more questions, and I realize every time I talk to him there's so much more to learn. Okay, go ahead and do it. There's 100 years between these people. So, who's the oldest in this picture? It's going to be hard to tell. Take care, God bless, and make it a great new year.